many?
It's a lot.
Do you have a number count this year?
Yeah, they I think probably more than 500 of them.
500.
Yeah, because while we here, some of them they came down to have lunch out there. The four of them out there.
Plenty of food. You have plenty of food.
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
run out of food.
Yeah. We have plenty of food.
You're ready.
You enjoy the food too?
No, we had to wait.
Oh, you didn't stay back?
yeah.
Oh, well, you missed that part
Oh,
then.
the food's fantastic.
Yeah, you missed the food then. So your uncle stay back to enjoy. Yeah, that's great. And again, most of the food are homemade. Most of them, the community, they brought together like potluck, brought together to share.
The Jewish community really enjoyed their time.
Yeah, they
Oh, they came? Good.
So, yeah, thầy chút tôi gọi là thầy ha, tôi đang giảm miếng nhỏ ha.
I had a good time because the parking lot had a few spots.
Before move on, you say they say today is one that Indian was deported to India. You know that? You know?
Who?
They deport more than 500 Indian illegal immigrant people back to India.
Do they accept them? Sometimes they've been turning away. Like the country that they're sending them back to won't let them. Like.
Yeah, they did. They accept that.
Come on back.
They accept that. Yeah. It's scary for you?
No.
Oh, no.
I
Okay.
was scared. Like,
Yeah.
can they really take away citizenship? Like if the citizenship, like your birthright citizenship, like the one they can't take that away.
Not your
can they?
birthright. They yoinked my
I keep
dad.
hearing that on the news, and I'm like, they can't. Like,
Oh,
that can't
that's-
be possible.
The birthright citizenship is, so let's say you're pregnant and you fly here the last minute, even legally, you're a foreigner, get a tourist visa, you fly here, my aunt did this. You fly here, you have your baby here, and your baby's birthright, even though neither of your parents are American citizens, and like they were only, if let's say it was legal, but a lot of times too, what undocumented people will do will cross the border, have the baby, then the baby has birthright citizenship. So that I don't know. I specifically try to block and avoid the news,
Yeah.
but
Me too. No, you have to any negative.
it's a
We
waste.
don't want to manage.
It's
And
a
he
waste.
changes his mind so much. Like one day is one thing, and the next day it's completely different.
Well,
so it's not used to getting upset about.
I heard an interesting thing. Okay, so it's a pendulum, right? It's meant to distract you either way. So there's on the one end of the spectrum, they call it Trump derangement syndrome, which I probably feel from people around me that are like pay attention to the news. Like they are super upset and like losing sleep, totally just out of their minds. And then on the other end of that spectrum, you have the Trump savior syndrome, where you think this.
What is that?
It's the
why
same.
he created chaos.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Chaos.
And they're specifically trying to create chaos so you don't recognize your power.
Yes.
But that's what it's going to end up doing. Is it's going to pull everybody together. He's like the catalyst to create change within. That's how it's
Anyways,
I'm too much of an anarchist to go with that. Like,
Well, the Aquarius season too, like Pluto moved from Capricorn to Aquarius, so that's a reason. That's more of a coming together.
Yeah,
kind of
I
next
read
20
about
years.
it, like it's Pluto coming in the net,
Yeah.
and so this is
I'm
happening.
a Capricorn, so it's finally leaving my sign. So yes, it's very destructive.
I'm
But
ready
it's
for the
rebuilding
system to
too.
implode. I feel like it's eating itself and it's going to implode. We have to, you have to move towards a more global system anyways, with the way our commerce is and with the way technology is. So what we're witnessing is end stage capitalism anyways.
Yes.
All of this currency stuff, which is all just imaginary anyways.
Just nothing go forever, nothing go down forever. It's up and down.
Yeah. So I believe in the karma principle.
That's
So I'm
why-
thinking like,
Just
yes,
sit back.
this-
Don't get
this-
involved.
let it
Yeah.
be.
Yeah,
Let's see what is
there's laws of the universe at work too. There's like the laws of balance and a number of other things that if you just kind of are able to ride it out, not let the injustice take over, harm too many people and stuff like that. But people are losing their minds.
Yeah, that is not good actually. That is real karma coming back.
Yeah.
If people are listening.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes people look at it this way: when you go to the beach, right? When the water is so calm, it's boring.
Yeah.
So they need entertainment, so they
They
create
have that kind of way more fun for them. Even it may take their life too. It may endanger their life too. That's what people like, because their mind is so fluctuated. Especially the leader.
Well, and then too, these like prolonged states of, and I always say you're not able to access your creative power, all your like really innate powers, when all the information is being trapped here in your like lizard brain and you're stuck in survival. They know that. They know that, so they want to keep your thinking down here in these like trapped in these lower realms, so that you're clinging to their solutions, to their agendas, rather than I'm not
Okay.
gonna play it.
All right. Let us move on then. Is that can you please?
According to tradition, the first Buddhist text and material, rather than oral form, was the Pali Canon produced in Sri Lanka in the 1st century BCE. This was written on leaves of the talipot, or fan.
I'm sorry. This one, this skip. We're done with this one. Sorry, this one here. This one here. Yeah,
Buddhist
the
sacred-
scroll. Yeah.
Buddhist sacred texts can be found.
No, this one here. The scroll format.
Okay. The scroll format traveled with Buddhism from northern India to Central Asia and thence into China. Yet scrolls such as the Diamond Sutra were found to be impractical for everyday reading and recitation.
We can stop there. Yeah. You know what's Diamond Sutra?
Yes,
What's that?
the Diamond Sutra, yeah, I listened to it the other day.
All right. Well, how? What's it talk about?
They talk, it was the Buddha talking, was it to Sariputta?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how, if people try to look at the Buddha as anything of characteristic, then they don't perceive the Tathagata. And then he was talking about everything is the same, like the perception is like illusion. So he was talking about the sands of the Ganges, and he was saying that the merit that would come from somebody giving alms equivalent to the sands of the Ganges would pale in comparison to somebody who teach just 4 lines of that sutra. And then he talked about, what else did he talk about? It was so much, it was blowing my mind. It was too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
You heard about the Diamond Sutra before?
Yeah, it's not one I've studied.
So you heard about that?
I've heard of it, but I'm
But
not.
probably you may not know. It's just the Sid Patriarch, the Zen, Huinang. Probably you may not know him. Yeah, let me type for you here. So let's see here. Let me type for you here.
Those lines sound familiar. I've read those in another sutra,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Yeah.
cannot recite that like you just did.
That
That's a
was-
good
The
explanation.
sutra is so
Yeah.
Broad, yeah. You have to have a teacher explain it to you, you can understand it.
This him. His body is still intact in China for 1,000 years,
Like mummified?
but this is the fresh body.
without anything done to it?
Yeah, it's just about he. Yeah, he lived in the 8th century, so his body is still there. Mm.
Yeah, there's a
Did
few
you
of
say
those.
where in China? Is that what
Huh?
you said? Where is
The
it?
Tang dynasty. So here,
Do you think
is
it's for real? It's for real. The Chinese didn't do something to make it seem like that. Like it's for real. It's legit.
for the body,
Yeah. You think it's legit?
yeah, the body is still
There's a
intact.
few of them too. It's not just him. And I think you see it also more in those like northern traditions where the monks like die in meditation and then they leave them like that for
I don't know.
a very very long time.
So here, the first time he heard. So basically, he came from a poor family. So in the past, so people make the living by go to the forest, pick up the tree branches, and sell and sold to the people, because in the past they didn't have any heater, so they use a type of tree branches or trees or log to use as the sort of heater. So he went to the forest to pick up the log and sold to the common people. So one day when he carried that logs and sold to a family. So when he went there, he heard the man, the wealthy man in the house chanting the Diamond Sutra, and at that moment somehow he heard the sentence say, "Don't rely upon your hearing, don't rely upon your seeing to trigger your thinking." You follow?
Mm-hmm.
Just rely on nothing to trigger your thinking. Is understandable?
Every wisdom tradition at some level tells you to not focus on your senses.
Why is that?
Jesus tells you not to do it. You focus on your faith. Buddhism tells you can't, because your senses only kind of tell you a little bit of a past story, and it's to kind of help you navigate this realm. But they're deceptive. They're only showing you like 0.1% of the information that's actually available to you in any moment. But we get so caught up in Islam tells you this. Of course, the Vedic traditions tell you this. They all that is a very like universal truth that your senses do not give you the important picture. That you need to go beyond that to like have some sort of contact with truth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember he was saying, he kept asking, Sarputra, he was saying, he would name something. He would say, that's not what it is, it's just a name. It's just a name. He said that a lot. With a lot of stuff. I remember that too.
Yeah. So you got that? You got what she explained? So our senses are not reliable. Sometimes most time they trick us, right? The thing that we see on the screen here is not actually the screen.
Nope. It is just
You follow,
light
right?
refracted back into our eyes, and our brain is like making a story of it. We spend more than half of our time in darkness, like between sleeping, unconscious moments, and blinking. You're not even seeing half of the time, although your brain gives you some sort of like seamless experience.
Yeah, I see that here.
But in actuality, it's
Which
not.
one you go? Right, this one. Which one you go? See that? This illusion here. Yeah. How about this? This famous one, right? It looked like the girl and looked like the old lady.
I used to love that one as a kid.
What is that?
I used to love that as a kid. I would look at that all the time. I love that one.
Yeah.
How's that hard to see that?
Well, and
Yeah.
if you look,
The
and
nose,
if,
her chin is the nose of the old lady.
Oh.
You see that? You see that? So it depends upon how you look, right? It's illusion. That's why illusion is trick your mind, right?
And
That's
if you look at like the most advanced scientists and the biggest thinkers like what's his name, Langen, CTMU, cognitive theory, cognitive model, theoretical universe. Anyways, all of them, like there's very palpable science that the thing that is fundamental to existence itself is consciousness. It's not all these other things, time, space, these things that our perceptions give us. It is the conscious. And so yeah, you not only see that all the way through all these like religious traditions, they have it all documented in the CIA for you, and then you go and you listen to the top thinkers and physicists, and it's appearing to us that consciousness is fundamental, and then everything else.
you see that. What you see here?
Oh, okay.
What do you see?
Two ladies.
Are you
Two
sure?
ladies. How
Or-
about the
or
middle?
vase.
It's like vase, yeah.
How about the yellow one? What's that?
Vase, right?
Yeah, the base. So it depends on how you see, right? This the image triggers.
Can you scroll back up to the very top? There was a yin yang symbol.
Which one?
The at the very maybe
Which
we'll
one?
Go back down a little bit. There was one that had a bunch of them. Yeah, go back down. Right there.
This one?
See the yin yang. So in Buddhism, rather than most of them have two, but in Buddhism they have three. Why is there three? Do you know?
No, we don't have that type yin yang. No,
No?
that's for Tao tradition. Yin yang is for Tao tradition, not Buddhism.
Okay, I see it at the Tibetan temple a lot, but rather than I see it sometimes at the Tibetan temple, but rather than just the two, it doesn't look like that. It looks different. But rather than just the black and white two dots, it's got three. I
Oh,
always wonder what the
probably Tibetan. I don't
Different.
remember that one. What do you call that one?
yin yang.
No, I know. But yin yang
Oh.
is belong to Taoist tradition,
Yeah.
not Buddhist tradition.
So I don't know what it's called with the third one.
Okay.
I just-
So that the picture of the vase and the faces. So this is, I've heard one of the most genius things about like manifestation in general, bringing things into your awareness. That if you go back and look at that,
Which one?
the one with the faces and the vase.
The yellow one, the yellow
Mhm.
face.
So why they say, we'll just go with money, poverty consciousness and wealth consciousness. It's not that you have to go get money. It's not that you actually have to go get something. It's just that your brain is not perceiving the wealth, that your brain is perceiving the poverty. So so that's why they say it's a shift in consciousness. It's all here right now, but your brain is only seeing the vase. If you try to see both of them at the same time, you can't. Your brain has to toggle back and forth. You have to make the decision as to which one you see. And what happens to a lot of people is they get caught in, I only see the vase, I only see the vase, I only see the vase. Rather than the faces have been there the whole time, but they haven't been able to move their consciousness over to the faces.
When I was a kid, that's how I learned to draw a vase. Through that picture, I would try to draw faces. I could never get it even though, so it would always be I couldn't get the faces facing. It'd be a little lost.
About the mirage during the summertime, while you driving the car on the road, the mirage.
Yeah.
What do you call that one? The mirage, right? Some highway, right? Highway mirage, right? Mirage, right? Yeah, right here. We thought that water, but not the water. That's why it trick the mind. Anyway, so that's the Diamond Sutra I talk about. Don't rely upon your seeing. Don't rely upon your hearing, or smell, and so forth. Don't rely upon your, like she mentioned, five senses, because they may trick you. Yeah, rely upon.
And you're processing it through your own knowledge.
Your bias. You can say bias
But
too.
yeah, because what we talked about a long time ago is like if we all witnessed something like a robbery or something, we would all have different stories of what happened because we're all processing it through our knowledge that we, our bias that we already have.
Yeah, whether it's good or bad, we have that kind of bias view, and not the true one. Yeah. Okay, so go back to this one. That's what the Diamond Sutra is about, and this is one of the oldest sutra. We can see that it's impractical. You understand that? You know why it's impractical? It's not easy to apply in daily life.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is a true wisdom there. Don't rely upon your sense. But we use our sense every moment of our life. And that's why it's just not easy.
It is interesting. Like if you kind of, and I do this quite frequently. If you kind of check into your level of all of your awareness, you say, oh, well, there is reality and there is my imagination. It's all happening in your awareness. So other than you're the one that says, oh, this is more real than this, in your awareness, there is no line. It's just a decision that you've said, oh, this is more real than this. Because it's all happening in the same thing. You've just decided that there are certain versions that's real, but there's no real.
I think I cried. I think I shed a tear just listening to it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because what you think of it's not accurate. You have to have a teacher like explain it to you, or there's no way you can actually comprehend it. You'll take it too literally. That's what I was always doing. It's not as literal as what you're taking it.
I've
It's
sometimes
still
like
listen to it. I mean, especially if you can listen to it.
I get real like if I get like a real like strong, intense spiritual lesson, like an activation or something like that. Sometimes I will just like sob, right? But I think like for me, I think it's just like that activation and it moving through my body. Not that it's an emotional thing, but that it's just a really intense energy that I have just realized.
And in the Buddhist Sutra, sometimes the Buddha mentioned that when we walk at night, and we may see a ropes, but we may think that's a snake. You understand that? Yeah, so we are afraid of, and even when I was little, it happened to me that I'm afraid of ghosts. I remember that when I think at that time I was probably around 3 or 4 years old. I stayed at my grandparents' house, and of course they lie inside the house. We have the light inside the house. At that time, everyone gone except myself. I just imagine that the whole truckload of soldiers came to catch me when they were little. See, that's our imagination. It's not unreal.
So there are more sutras that are powerful like that one?
What's that?
There are more that are powerful like the Diamond Sutra like that? There are more sutras like...
Yes, yeah. That's what the Mahayana Sutra is about. This is so lofty. The lofty that in one or two sutra is called Flower Dhamma Sutra. The Buddha say that when a peak of dust, it contains the whole universe. Can you believe that? It's a piece of dust, like the dust that's out there, and the Buddha say it contains the whole universe. What do you think?
Doesn't make sense to me.
Does it make sense?
No.
Look at here. Look at the jump drive. The SD card. It contains the whole library, right? Now we made it smaller. You know the chip, right? The nano chip. That's what they make in the I don't know whether you know the AI system. That's what they use. They use the nano chip. It go down to two millimeter that contain all kind of information there. It's reasonable now. Before we shake our head away.
I mean, of course, I've spent a lot of time contemplating different levels of non-duality. So, in everything contains the universe, and the universe contains everything.
Yeah, that's a Buddhist view.
But it takes some or it did for me to take some mental effort to a lot of those really lofty concepts. Not only did I have to contemplate them a lot, I had to hear them or read them, come in contact with them many times, and it's like sometimes I'll hear one of those things and it just kind of passes over. You hear it again, you're like, oh. And then at a certain level, you hear it one more time, and it's like it cracks. You're like, oh, why did I not ever see that before?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that stuff. Your brain, your ego mind's not going to be able to hold it for very long without a lot of exposure, without a lot of.
There's a Dr. Seuss movie and book about that. Do you remember the name of it? It's a dandelion, and it blows off into the wind, and the whole story is about the village and stuff that's in the dandelion.
That sounds
You know
familiar.
what? I can't remember the name of it. They
Sounds
turned it
familiar.
into a kids' movie not too long ago,
Yeah.
several years ago. But it's really cool. That's what whenever you
Horton
said.
Hears a Who.
Yes, Horton Hears a Who. It's cute. If you haven't seen it,
See?
you can watch good movies.
You see now here, 120 gigabyte. You know gigabyte, right? That's the max we have now.
I mean, I know that they've
I've never heard of that.
they've come out with-
You don't know gigabyte? Right now we have gigabyte, right? We have some SD card. Rarely we have SD card that about you don't know about the SD card?
Yeah, I know that.
Either 8, 16, 32 gigabyte.
Right.
So one gigabyte is about 1,000 gigabyte, and now it's up to 128 gigabyte there.
Is that,
So
is
so
that
small and contain probably many libraries, all kind of information there. Yeah, that's what we go back again. And when it picks up dust, it contains universe. You follow now? That's why it's so great. That it go beyond our human thinking. Probably 100 years before, but now it's reasonable.
I think it's a reminder too of how vast the universe is.
Mhm.
That we're just a small speck.
So
in
small.
A huge, universe.
Did I show you that video clip before?
Oh no.
No? Okay. Universe in our let me share here. Yeah. Yeah, here. This one here. Let me share with you. Let's see here. Oh, right here. This is a 3 minute. Have you seen this before? No. Okay. See? Then they zoom in California. Earth is so small. That's one galaxy, one Milky Way. That's
And
not
then
yet.
still, if you think about the scale of that, and then you start thinking about the multiverse theory. So not only do you have that at some sort of scale, but then at some sort of level, there's like infinite minute replicas of that. So there's even a whole other mental dimension to kind of wrap your head around when you start thinking about that.
It's so funny because we all feel like, especially when we're kids, that the world revolves around us. Like, we're the most important thing in the world, and yet we're just such a small
Yeah,
piece
1
of it.
nanometer. Yeah. And the smallest one they call the pic, right? Right. 1 picometer. Femtometers. Watt.
And then the
Yeah,
quarks.
watt. They call it
Yeah.
watt. See that? We are so small one in the universe. This is like the piece of dust. Right. That's why the Buddha say that in that piece of dust that contains the universe, the whole universe, and vice versa. This just go beyond our human thinking. That more than 2,500 years the Buddha saw that, recognized that. Now we can see. We can see it with our flesh eyes. That's what the Diamond Sutra is about. That's why it's impractical. For human people like us, we could not have that kind of wisdom to see things. But now with technology, we can recognize us, and we take things for granted. Before, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we could not imagine that now we can talk with other people in different, in another ocean, like Vietnam, India, and so forth, and see them in person, see their face. But now we can see. This kind of technology is more so advanced technology. That's why we could see people. Would I say that it's far and near? Until it's just pure far, but it's near. Until it's near, it's too far. You understand that? Until it's far, but it's near. Let's say until your parent, right, your family member is too far away from in India, right, too far. But now you can talk. It's so near to you, right? You can talk with them in person, like you talk with them in person. But so now you look at the children. They take the corner. They play games.
Yeah.
Even they are here with us, but they're too far away. You understand that concept? So that so depend upon how we interact with each other. That's why somehow COVID-19 is a blessing for people to come back together, but still sometimes they feel uneasy for that because they get used of taking the corner, right? Instead of having the lunch or dinner together in the circle in the around the table. But again, every person has some kind of device, right? You look at the children, if you allow them, right, they take corner. Even they stay here, but they they talk with some friends over there, not
Yeah.
with you here.
Even though they have friends here, they're playing
Yeah.
video games with a friend.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows
why.
where.
That's why it's just yeah, it's two-way effect. It's convenient for us to connect with other people, but people are stranger even in front of them. Yeah, in front of each other. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, that's why in practical, only when you have the wisdom, yeah, you have wisdom to recognize, yeah, those things, don't rely upon your sense. And come back, in reality, what happens if we don't rely upon our sense to run our business, to do our normal things, to do our normal business?
You won't
What happened
survive.
then?
You won't survive. You have to
You-
have your senses.
Yeah, it's a survival mechanism, but people get so caught in the survival part that they ignore, and that's of course Buddhist ignorance is what keeps us going here, is that they ignore that there is an ultimate reality, not a relative reality, but there's an ultimate reality to connect to versus so of course that, you know, I think I always say that's kind of like the Buddhist trick, is to really be able to hold this ultimate reality, this not self, this, and then also navigate the relative experience as well.
So also what we call the collective karma too. Let's say if we live in this room, this building, and we agree with each other that no, don't rely upon your sense. Yeah, everyone has that kind of wisdom. But because whenever we step out of the building, it's different story, right? We have to merge with society, with community to do the work, right? When you do the work, you have to calculate your time. You have to to protect yourself, to protect your salary, protect your family, and so forth, right? It is the common notion, and that's why like you say, this is a cycle there. The
But
cycle.
this is the truth. So all of that stuff is kind of meaningless because it's it's impermanent, and we're so small. So these people, it's like all this is built on illusion. It's not.
It's not easy, especially like COVID-19, right? Especially many young people, they cannot accept that. They couldn't accept that. They stressed out. They're so depressed because they were locked into the room or the house. They could not get a job and so forth. Right? They thought that the end of the world, right? That's why if we have the wisdom, that problem there. But still, until we go out
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it was one of the best things to happen to me, honestly.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tammy, can you read this? This problem.
This problem led to them being folded like a concertina, so that the desired section could be found quickly and easily. Stitching one side of each book led to the printed booklets that were widely used in East Asia from the 16th to early 20th centuries.
Okay. This talk about the books, not talk about the idea, right? Yeah. So they fold, they stick the book together. Yeah, print the
A
booklets.
concertina is like an accordion.
What's that?
A concertina is like an accordion.
Okay, put it together.
So,
You unfold and
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how people print the books in the past? You know how make the paper in the past, and how you know how they make the paper the first time?
with the papyrus, or with some sort of leaf, and then embossing at some level.
Okay. Yeah, can you read please?
Buddhist sacred texts can be found in a wide variety of media. For example, in addition to scrolls, birch bark was also used to make loose-leaf manuscripts. Pieces of bark were cut into sheets or leaves, which were kept flat and stored between wooden boards. Old examples of this type Vinaya texts were dating from between the 4th and 8th century CE have been recovered from the Gilgit in the Himalayas.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah, oh yeah, it's just pretty straightforward as to what some of those texts may have looked like, and then they found some that were quite old up in the mountains.
I show you the Buddha, the sutra in Chinese before, right? You see that?
I don't think so.
You see it now? The volume? All right, let me get you.
But
Speed.
the Tripitaka, or there's two pronunciations of it, Tripitaka, Tipitaka. Originally in Sri Lanka, those were three different baskets, so that's hence the name.
Have you ever been to that museum, the JD Museum?
You see?
The art museum?
Yeah.
It's cool. I've never been there.
It's free on Sundays,
It used
and
to
they're
be.
doing.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
still is.
It's
There
still-
I have more than 50 volume of this.
50 volumes. Which one's that one?
This one. 50, more than 50 volume of this.
Are they different sutras?
Yeah, different.
Because I got the flower adornment sutra and it was like 14 books. And I don't even think I got all of it. It was so big.
Yeah. So even they have not translated all into Vietnamese. Not talking about English. This is cows and cows.
So can you read Chinese?
Huh?
Can you read Chinese?
Yeah, I can
You
read.
can read it.
How many languages?
Huh?
How many languages?
Basically only three: English, Vietnamese, and Chinese.
Okay.
That's my the reason why I learned Chinese, because I want to learn more about Buddhism in depth. This is classical, the classical Chinese. You can see it here. We're upstairs. Upstairs. Yeah. And in the past, the Chinese emperor, after they print this Kappa Sutra, it's like the national treasures. So when they want to establish some kind of diplomacy with other neighbors, so they send the delegation with the Buddhist Tripitaka, Buddhist scripture, to give to that country, like to Vietnam, to Japan, to Korea, and so forth. Because the Buddhist scriptures considered as national treasures. Yeah.
It looks like there's like diagrams in here.
Yeah, not,
Of
yeah,
like-
some diagram.
Like it looks like a building layout. Is that what that is?
Building
And
for
they're all through there.
for some diagram for the mantra.
A diagram for the mantra?
Yeah, mantra, because in this we have many different sections. The scripture, the mantra, and so forth. Different
Hinduism
sections.
also had Hinduism also had diagrams around the shape and
What do the diagrams represent?
they are different mantras. With
They're
Yeah, this is one of the big, and we have the cover here. I got it in Taiwan. Yeah, they gave me for free for whole set.
nice.
Free, yeah.
How'd you get it back?
Huh?
How'd you get it back here?
Unknown caller.
Did you ship it?
Sorry. What's that?
How'd you get it back here? Did you ship it?
Yeah.
Because
we
that's
ship
too
it.
much. That's
we
heavy,
ship-
right?
Huh?
That's heavy. It probably costs a lot to get
It
here.
is okay. It's one
Worth it.
time. It's just one time. It's the it's valuable for me to have the whole set. Of course, I could not read all.
I was gonna say, did you make it through? How much have you made it through?
Huh?
How many have you made it through? Half?
No,
Or-
not that. It depends. Sometimes when it was in college, sometimes I use the citation from this kind of sutra too, and I can find online too.
Okay.
If you know Chinese, you can find online the whole set, everything online now. Yeah.
So you studied it in college?
Actually, I studied Chinese when it was it was college when it was late band, and when I went to my master temple, I learned more.
Sure.
Yeah, and after that, I went back to school and learned more about the Chinese scripture. Yeah. So right now the three main canyon, the Buddhist canyons, the Chinese, the Tibetan, and the Pali. There are three main ones. Yeah. So if you want to dig in about Buddhist teaching, that you have to learn one of these languages.
Is Pali like the original? That would be the
No,
one.
not
That would not
original. We
necessarily?
talk about that, not in the original.
Okay.
This is one of the language, the Indian classical languages, Pali, Sanskrit, Brahmit, right? Okay, let me type for you here.
Do they still speak Pali in India?
No.
Is that Sanskrit mainly?
Mm-hmm.
So is Pali like an old language?
Pali, I also
Pa-
no,
Pali-
Sanskrit is all over school and everywhere. It's
Okay, that's the common language of Sanskrit.
Yeah, here.
You can choose to learn that.
Classical
Oh, okay.
language up here. You see that it
Pali and Sanskrit are very, very similar. It's that.
see
Pali
that
is
here?
kind of the
Tamil,
is like
Sanskrit.
is a simpler, dumbed down version of it because
Pali, see that Prakrit. So by some scholars they say that Buddha spoke Prakrit and Pali, and even the Sanskrit. So they're in one families. Yeah, they type of what we call Indo-European languages. This is the language. You just speak Tamil?
I know, I can understand that.
Understand
And
that?
Malayalam is my language.
Can you write?
Huh?
Can you write?
No, okay, but I can understand.
Okay. So which one you like? You
Mine is Malayalam.
next
this
one now.
this?
Yeah.
That is my
Oh, okay. In the south, right? In the south side.
Is that
Okay.
where you come from? Is that
Wow.
that area?
Wow. Is that okay? The only that part of
that part of it.
the only part of India can speak that language.
Yes.
If you go out of that
No,
area, you
no,
could not.
No. In India, that is one of the difficult languages.
But Hindu, what do you call?
Hindi.
Hindi, right? Hindi, the
Hindi is
national
a
national language, right?
And more North people, they speak.
Not the south.
Not the South.
Can you-
North.
Can you understand it?
I
though?
can little bit understand it.
Mm.
It's a lot of language there. In India, it's full of
Yeah.
language.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See that. So between 300 to 100, bracket between 500 and 100. That's why some scholars they say that Buddha spoke this language, brackets language. And remember Ashoka, he make the edit and the stupa. He used bracket there.
Is Malayan, is that considered a Malay language?
It's Malayalam.
Oh, here.
Is it considered is it considered a Malay language, right? So if you go south of India, right? All Malaysia, Indonesia, those are all related Malay languages.
Okay.
Do you know is it related?
I have no idea.
Okay. Look it up.
They still say. Oh, this is still. People still use Sanskrit in India.
In India, my brother know, but I don't know. I didn't choose it.
Okay. Yeah, it's pure hard when
Which
they
one did
learn.
you choose?
Malayalam.
Oh, because it was
Yeah.
your own language.
I
Don't
like
you get
science. No, I like science. So I was
Oh.
taking more science courses and like that. I didn't give much attention to language.
I was the same way. I didn't take any language.
Mhm.
So I'm an accountant because I didn't want to take language.
Yeah, when they
It's too
went.
difficult for me.
Yeah, when they went to India and they spent more than 6 months to study Tibetan language. Tibetan language came from Sanskrit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's pure top. This is the top. And if you learn Chinese, much easy. Yeah, it is great. It require a lot of grammatical
Me and
structure.
So-
Me and Sam have talked about this, and Kirsten a little bit too. For the chanting, the reciting the mantra, Sanskrit is a little easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, chanting is different.
Yeah, of
But I'm
course
talking about writing. It's very complicated. It's like you study German, French, right? It's a lot of grammatical structure, right?
Yeah, German's pretty easy.
Hmm?
German's pretty easy
Oh, really?
as far as
English is hard to
like
make some.
language structure.
Really? About French, it's more complicated, right? French, right?
I don't speak French.
You don't speak French? Yeah, so English is, yeah, okay. Anyway, Can you know any different language?
I know a little bit of Chinese.
Oh, Chinese.
I only recognize da.
You recognize this? What's that?
Da.
That mean?
Big.
What's this one?
I don't know.
This?
No.
Okay. Da is great. Chan is the store, a storehouse. Chin that mean the scripture. So the big storehouse of the scripture. That's just about this canyon here.
They're not related languages, although it's funny how close the spelling is. But no.
Okay. Anyway, so that's what this is is about. Go back here. Yeah. Okay. Good now. Okay. Can you read the next one?
The leaves are quite narrow, about 5 inches, 12 centimeter high, with a writing horizontal across the front face of each sheet. The folios are numbered, and the presence of small balls in the center of the leaves indicates they were held together with a string. Explain how the books were held together.
They make by hand, right? In the past, yeah, they drape by hand. Yeah. So a lot of advertisement and so forth nowadays, right? When we talk about internet advertisement, so they second hand now, right? When you see the paper, right, we see all kind of ad from newspaper, from Bidano and so forth. It's just like the junk. But in the past, that more than 20 years ago, it's pretty important. Now the newspaper, they do the workforce, right? Because of internet here too. But imagine we talk about what happened. No more electricity, everything shut down. Go back to the old time, but probably not. It won't be that case, unless something happen, right? People get used to that now. It's so convenient. You want me to show you how to see the Buddhist Sutra online? Okay, let me show you here. What we call here. This one here. Right here. You see that? Unless you understand Chinese, otherwise it's confusion. Let's see here.
So I know from when you study Theravada, like Bhikkhu Bodhi is probably the best contemporary
You see that here?
English
If
translator.
I click on this, see that? That's one sutra.
Is
See
there-
There's all the different chapters.
Yeah, you see, this is in all. Can you read some of them? And recognize any word?
Is there like a modern
No pressure.
American or English
Like one or two.
or Western monk that translates, or like one specifically a certain
Yes.
translation we should look
Yes.
for?
Yes, it's hundred of them. The what they call 84,000 sutra.
But I'm saying is there a more modern monk that's translated a lot of them that we can look
Yes.
for his translate or
Yes, it's here. All publication here. This is this course here. Okay, here, for example, you see that Professed Wisdom is similar to Diamond Sutra that we'll talk about. And this one, I like this one here. It's hundreds. It's about more than 300 of them here. Right here. Okay. For example, the chapter teaching of purification of boundless. Here. They translate directly from the Tibetan language. See that here? Can you see? Yeah, they have to summarize. And here, I like this sutra. We talk about how sentient beings come into the feathers and develop as a human fully.
The Bardo Estate.
Hmm?
The Bardo Estate.
Yeah, not only Bardo, but Buddha describes step by step from 9 months of pregnancy. Is similar to
The Tibetan Book of the Dead.
no, that's different.
I
That
think,
was
do,
before that.
do you teach it to the kids?
Hmm?
Do they teach it to the kids? The monk in Texas, does he teach that to the kids?
You mean that this one?
Yeah.
No, I don't teach them.
Because I've seen where he teaches and he compares it like to the American doctor, like saying different, because they'll say, you know, it's peace, eyes, and it goes up. And then he's got a translation like with the sutra. The
I can
teaching.
find. I will find out and give you this email to you. It's very interesting, and they say that the movement, you can say, the soul or the conscious, the soul. You can say that, and the mother wombs. That movement is so important, and if it were a boy, it will attach to the mother because of the love. If it's the girl, attached to the fathers, mostly.
Well, modern psychology will tell you that very much, that when you're looking for a sexual partner, you tend to partner up with someone that's similar to your opposite sex parent.
Is the transfer, is that right after, like right during intercourse or after?
Right, during that moment.
Okay.
During that moment, the moment that if the soul were a boy, he thought that he has that one with the mothers. They didn't specify the mother, but it's a partner, and vice versa with the girl.
Yeah, like at some level that we all chose our parents, and supposedly at some level we also chose like our hardships or what it was that we were here to transform, or so that I like that reminder anytime I'm facing something like really challenging, or of course my life in general, that like at some level I signed up I signed up for this experience and how to complete it.
So that's why I use this sutra to advise some Vietnamese Buddhist lady who are pregnant. So they need to take care of their unborn child carefully, the way that they eat, the way that they think, especially their thinking, the way they act. And so whichever thing happen to their mind, to body, they affect to the body, to the unborn child directly. And they say that you can teach, in the sutra, you can teach that unborn child during that pregnancy periods. Not to wait until you give birth to them, but you can teach them the way that you have your own mind here.
Does your culture teach that also?
Yes.
Western
What's that?
doesn't.
You know that?
Stories like
Huh?
that. We have the stories like that. When the kid is in the room, if mom is hearing a lot of music, she's got everything.
It's so it's so like with now with scientific point nowadays.
It's like common sense, but when I was pregnant, nobody taught you that. Like even like that was not,
But
to me it was
India-
common sense, and I would question it, and the doctors would always say no. Like I guess they were trying to say don't worry,
Okay.
But in India, most of the moms know
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So they
That's
pregnancy time they take care of that thing.
Yeah, we find that section and give to you, especially your mother. You can find it's so interesting. And people that see the development of the fetus for the first time ever. They have the conception until they were born. We'll say clearly about step by step in that sutra. Anyway, so hundreds of them. I can email to you the link.
Okay.
It's just,
Alright, yeah.
this is so lofty. The Diamond Sutra for fashion of wisdom is more. We have more hair.
Really?
Yeah, it's similar. So Diamond Sutra is just that the summarization of the whole perfect wisdom sutra.
For the Buddha to know all that, so long
His
ago.
wisdom. That's wisdom.
Well,
I
they
wish
say
I could meet the Buddha.
they say well, he's there in you, first of all. He's there, you're there, he is you, you are him. But it's covered up.
Okay, so see you then. Okay, thank you. Thank you. See you. Yeah, bring them. We miss them. Bring them sometime
I'm
then.
gonna
But
try.
they say the Buddha
I
was
saw
a-
that
like,
the
you
Moon
look back and he was
Festival is in a couple weeks. The Moon Festival.
Moon Festival.
Multiverse.
The first,
However many
the first,
centuries it was before they started.
the first full moon
Like
of the year.
scientific.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to bring him that day. I think he'll like that one. So we'll
Okay,
see how
good,
Fred
thank
works
you.
out.
You come tomorrow. Dr. Michael will
No,
come
tomorrow I'm volunteering at the animal
Oh,
shelter in the
really?
morning.
Okay. Yeah, so see you then, okay? So come tomorrow, Mayday? Okay, see you then. Thank you. See you, thank you. Take
Have a
care.
nice evening.